Hey Facebook. I don't know if anyone's going to jump on. I just wanted to report I finished my wheels course the first day. Literally not long finished. And it was really interesting. There was, how many people? 21 people on. And out of that, 11 of us were women, which I was surprised at. I thought there'd be more men. I thought there'd be more men on the course than women, to be fair. I don't know why, just perception I had. But yeah, day one is done. And it was really good, but really interesting as well. Like, and the stats really shocked me at how many people don't have wheels. If you come in, say hi. If you're watching on a replay, say replay. I'm just quickly doing my face. I've got to do my red look. I've got to do red and grey, but I'm starting with my red, so I'm doing this quickly. I've got to go pick my son up from school, so I'm trying to do this quickly before I go. But yeah, it was really, really interesting. Like some of the scenarios, like one that I found really interesting was, how do I explain it? I'm still learning, yes, so correct, you know, forgive me if I get it wrong, but one was like, you were married, you've now divorced, you had children together, kind of similar to my situation, I suppose. So you were originally married, you had kids with that person. Hey, Serge, you have kids with those children. You have kids with those children, sorry, start again. So if I use my own situation, so I was married, had 2 children, now divorced. My ex-partner is remarried now, and she has a child of her own. If something happened to him and he passed, if he hasn't made a will, whatever he has, like assets wise, whatever that may be, whether it's money, house, I don't know, sentimental gifts, whatever it is, all of that goes to his new wife. And then she could make a will that when she passes, everything goes to her child. So basically what it means is my children, or our children, would get nothing from him. Does that make sense? If he hasn't done a will to stipulate that whatever assets he has, he wants left to his children, or whatever he wants to do. If he hasn't done, so as it stands, if he hasn't done a will, let me try and explain it again, because he's remarried now, something was to happen to him and he passed, or everything that he owned would go to his new wife, who then she could have it passed down to her child, and his own children wouldn't get anything. Does that make sense? Which sounds a little bit crazy, right? But that's the law. So I was like, oh my God, wow, that's nuts. Like, obviously, as the ex-wife, I wouldn't expect to get anything, but you would assume that the children would get considered because they're bloodline, but they don't, because he's remarried. So he'd have to have a will to stipulate that he wanted his children to get something. That's just a simple scenario. And I was like, oh my God, you think of today's world where so many people do split up and get remarried or whatever, and are under the impression that their children are included in anything if they pass away, and that actually isn't the case by law. I couldn't believe it. It was really interesting, got me to think about my own situation. I used to have a will when I was married, but obviously because I'm now divorced, that will is void now. I need to do a new one. And what was the other one? There was another scenario, but that one was the one that really got me. It'd be no different if I remarried. So if I remarried and something happened to me, it would go all to my new partner, and my kids could still lose out because I haven't stipulated that I want it to go to my children. So like, there's so many different scenarios. It's madness, isn't it, Serge? Like, I was under the impression that automatically children, because their bloodline, would, like, on both sides of parents, that they would be first in line. But that isn't the case if you have a partner and you're married. And that was the other thing. Oh, I cut my finger. I don't know how I've done that. The other thing, like common law wife or husband, you know, like you've not got married, but you've been living together for X amount of years or whatever, and we know that as common law wife or husband or whatever. Again, I thought that if you've been living together for X amount of years as husband and wife, though you're not officially married, if one passed, you would be entitled to get whatever. That isn't the case either, because you're not married. So if you haven't got a will to stipulate that you want it to go to your partner, they don't get anything at all. They don't get a thing. They would have to contest it in court. It would go to surviving children, or brothers, sisters would be next in line, parents, that sort of thing. The person that may have been living with you for God knows how many years wouldn't get anything. They'd have to contest it, which would cost thousands of pounds to take it through court. You just have to hope and pray that the family would give you something, if there was anything to give, that is. You need a new one, Serge. You can be my, I already said to you, didn't I, that you can be my dummy. I just moved my contact lens. I keep doing that lately. It's really annoying. So common law, basically, it's not law. It's not law. So though we're all under the impression, well, I know I was under the impression that common law, wife, husband, wife, and all that was a thing. It's not actually a thing. It's not real. Yes, my cousin ended up with nothing because everything went to his new wife. Like, oh, how frustrating that is, and upsetting. I mean, it's not about, well, I know for some people it is. It's not about money, is it? But how frustrating that is, that you may have been living with someone for so long or whatever, and somebody else gets everything. Like, I just think it's a bit crazy, but that's how it works. That is how it works by law. Sorry, I think my connection's a bit pants. I'm going to take it off the Wi-Fi. Bear me a second. And it's my connection. Sorry. Yeah, you can be my guinea pig, Serge. I hope you can still see me, you guys. Yeah, so I was like, wow, this is really interesting, and I didn't even know that's how it works, but that's how it works. So I think a lot of people think by having a will, you only consider having a will if you've got assets like own property and stuff like that. But you know what? It's way bigger than that. Yeah, very, very. A house was valued at 400k. Oh my God. Oh my God. And it all went to her. Oh my God. And that's the same, you know, some people split up and they're married, but they don't bother getting divorced for whatever their reasons, but they're both with new partners. One passes, because legally on paper, that person is still married to so-and-so, that person they're married to gets it, unless they have a will to stipulate otherwise. Like, how crazy is that? But that's the law. That is the law. I was like gobsmacked. It's like, oh my God, like, I think, and then when I saw the stats that like 70% of us don't have a valid will, I was like, you know what? I think that's down to education, because people don't really understand how important it is to have one. People just think, well, I haven't got nothing, so I don't need to have a will. But it's not even that you've got it. You might want your jewellery or something to go to your kids or your loved one or whatever it is. If you don't stipulate that, they ain't getting it. It doesn't automatically go to them. Do you know what I mean? It's about education and really understanding what it means. All went to her, man. 400k, that's just crazy. How upsetting. How upsetting. And it's upsetting as well for somebody that may not have been married to their partner but's got their children and all of that, and they don't get anything because they weren't married to them. They have to fight for that. That's crazy. They've been living with them for God knows how many years. I think that's crazy. I'm not doing much for my red. I'm literally doing a real quick look for red, Serge, because I'm behind. So I'm not. I've just used my blusher. Which one is this? Scandalous. I've just literally used my blusher on my eyelids. I'm just using quick products today. I'll do better with the grey. But yeah, oh, you know what? I didn't brush off my, hold on. I forgot. Yeah, there was lots of scenarios. And then there was another one, his scenario, it was a real case where a lady died. She had 385,000. She didn't leave it to her daughter, her estranged daughter that she hadn't seen for many, many, many years for whatever the reason. She'd stipulated in her will that she did not want it to go to her, that she wanted to leave it to charity. But the daughter contested it in courts. It held everything up for 7 years. And the daughter ended up getting awarded 50,000 off that 300 odd pounds that she had. She got 50,000 out of it in the end because she contested it. But it took 7 years. And it was just like, that's a bit unfair because the mum had, for whatever reason, stipulated she didn't want it to go to her daughter. Her daughter hadn't been in her life for over 20 odd years, had kind of disowned her, had all sorts of problems, whatever. And then she gets something anyway because she contested it in the courts. It's like, wow, like there's so many, and that's because there was something she didn't do that she needed to do. She did a bog standard will with no trust. So there was something she needs to do that would have stopped that from happening, but she hadn't done. She just had a bog, like one of those bog standard ones you can buy in Smiths, like WH Smiths, and do it yourself jobby. They don't really protect you, to be fair, or not even you. It's not about protecting you, it's protecting the people you're leaving behind, It's really interesting. I'm really like, wow, it's a whole new world to me. That's all I'm doing for my eyes. If you're still there, Serge, that's all I'm doing. I'm not going crazy with the red. I'm just going to stick the red lipstick on. I'm cheating. Do my eyeliner. Real quick look, because I'm going to school run. Pick Levi up. He did well yesterday. Day 1, he did really well yesterday. Let's hope in day 2 he's had a good day as well. But yeah, I was like, wow, man, that's just crazy. So I need to speak to their dad and find out if he's done a will. I don't think he has. He had one when we were married, but obviously we're not married anymore, so that's not valid. Whether he's done one since, I wouldn't have thought so. Because he'll be looking at it as, I'll do that one in a minute, is that he doesn't have anything. I've got school run soon too. Yeah, that's why I'm hurrying. Serge, what time is it? Because I can't see the time. It's anything when you're live, you can't see the time. I'm on my phone. If you can give me a time check, Serge, you're good at that. But yeah, so I need to speak to him about whether he has a will. And I need to sort mine out as well, to be fair. I really need to sort mine out. 2:10, okay, cool, I've got 10 minutes. 10 minutes, because I want to go early again and get parked. I got parked right outside the school gate yesterday. It was awesome. But yeah, so I need to speak to him, find out if he has one. Because it's like, don't get me wrong, you may get on really well with people while they're alive, but we know when it comes to money, when it comes to anything like that you can get for free, people fight over all sorts and stuff. People suddenly become different. It's like, because I've got a good relationship with him and his new wife, so I'm not saying that she would do anything or leave my kids out, but it's just to be sure, isn't it? It's just to be sure that I don't care about me, that the kids aren't left out of anything. That's what worries me. Stuff like that. That really, I'm not going to use the little one. No, I'm not going to do the bottom. I keep trying to attempt it and I never get it right, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's really interesting. So we've got day 2. I've got some homework to do that I've got to do tonight, ready for tomorrow. And that's basically putting together a dummy wheel. Like, they've given us the details and we've got to put it into the system. So we learn how to use the system. And then day 2 tomorrow, we're going to go more in depth, I think. But it was good. Like I said, 21 people, 11 of those were women. And quite some young, like there was a girl there, I would have said she was in her late 20s. Like, again, I don't know why I expected mature people to be on there. I expected to be a lot of men on the course. I don't know why. It's just something I assumed, and it wasn't like that at all. Wasn't like that at all. I guess people are retraining like I am because of what's happened with COVID. People are having to find different career options, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Right, let's do the other eye. Let's do my primer. But yeah, I found it really interesting, and more so than I thought. I didn't really know what to expect, but I was wondering if I was going to be bored. But the trainer was really good. He was really good. So I'm kind of looking forward to tomorrow. And he started on time, we actually finished slightly earlier than expected. He was really good at explaining things. Oh, God, I just poked myself in the eye there. Oh, God, it's because I'm rushing it. Sorry if I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the mirror inside of me. I literally just poked myself in the eye. But yeah, I just got a big blob underneath my lashes, I think. God, idiot. This is what happens when you rush. He's saying what? I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just trying to do this quickly. But yeah, it was really good. So thank you to everyone that wished me luck today as well. Much appreciated. I've got the rest of the week to do this, and then next week there's one day. And then I've got to start practicing on real people. It's going to be interesting. And then the advanced section is, like, review advanced section is, I'm sure it's May, that we go back and review what we've learned and how we got on with the dummy, like, practice cases and things like that. I'm assuming that's what they do. So, yeah. How's that look? I'm just looking at the comments if anyone's there. How's that look, Serge? Are you still there? I can see that blob that I don't think you guys can see it because it's right underneath my... I will wait for it to dry and then wipe it off. So this is going to be my red look. I'm literally going to whack on the red lipstick and that's it. My red is done. How's that look? Can't see the blob. You can't see it. Oh, I can see it. It's underneath, so I can see, you know, when you can see something's there. I'm glad you can't see it from the outside. How does that look? Real quick. Maybe I'll put some gloss over the top. I think. Find my gloss. Let's find the gloss. Please tell me if I look like a clown, because how does that look, guys? Good? Let's read the comments. Yeah, that's a red look. Yes, brilliant. That's a red look. What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? I think it's black tomorrow. Today is grey. It's black tomorrow. So I've got to do grey later. That's why I didn't want to do too much, because I've got to rub it off and then do the grey. So, yeah. Is that okay, Serge? Is that okay for red? And I've got red in my top as well, so... Quick and easy. Yeah? Blusher and lipstick, literally. Okay, I'm going to go because I need to go to school run. And I don't want to hold up anyone else that is going to school run. And I will speak to you again later. I may come back and do my grey live. I've cut my finger somehow and I don't know how I've done that. Poked myself in the eye. So anyway, I'm going to shoot because I need to get to school early, and I will speak to you guys later. Or maybe I'll come back on when I get into my little office. Yes, that works. It works, Serge. Okay, brilliant. I'm sorry I'm coming closer because I got this blob. It's blurred my eye, so I can't see. So now I'm doing an Ellie. I'm like, what are they saying? Excellent. I will speak to you maybe in a little while when I get back in the car. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.